go. And these runners should be off to the races as we get on with our next speed gaming race for Sonic Adventure 2 Hero Story Tournaments. My name once again is Seraphim. I'm joined by my buddy.
I'm Piner.
And we are happy that you guys are joining us this evening for this race. Just a little bit of stream delay there, but the timers are accurate for the reach of the runners, which is what matters. As Emerld's going to be the first to load in. Timer got a couple second head start, not a problem, as we're going off with some snowboarding on some concrete. Dage actually misses the ramp there.
Yeah.
Now Emerldd going to get through his truck section all the time as Dage hits the second ramp. Not a problem there. And I don't know if Emerldd goes for CE skip, but we'll see what he does.
Yeah. Emerldd was definitely practicing CE skip quite a bit yesterday, so we'll see. Oh, yep, looks like they're going to try it.
He's going to try for it. Going to try to spin dash going off. Oof. Oh, he misses the attempt, but going to just keep going as we got Dage. He's going to be going with the same thing. He gets off there. Oh, actually, he misses the attempt too. So both of these runners are going to have to do this stage skipless. And actually, because of a little bit of sloppy start for Dage on the truck section, or the snowboarding section at the start, Emerld's going to take a bit of an early lead, it looks like.
Yep. Right now, we're just kind of going through. Nothing super duper complicated. Spin dashing is fast. But if you're on a flat surface, you're going to be wanting canceling it and then recharging it and keep on doing that to maintain your speed.
Right.
Looks like Emerldd's stream has a little bit of lag there.
It's not right. It actually kind of catches them both up. Now their timers are about exact as going into the timer stage. There's a little bit of a lead now, and this is what movement can do. Having good movement is what can help some runners really make a strong impact. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Strong movement is going to separate runners, and Dage's movement is definitely showing why movement matters.
Yeah. A lot of games, there are really two main types of speed games, trick-oriented and movement-oriented. And I think this game definitely has a very large mix of both, with movement really being in the forefront, though. And with the truck section, it's a bit difficult here. You can't really see where you need to charge your spin dash to go over the next hill smoothly. So a lot of the time, it's just memorizing it and just, getting that timing down.
Just made it.
Saw someone asking what the CE skips is. Essentially, you can go off of a platform or one of the ramps with a lot of speed, and you can carry your speed through the ramp. And when you launch yourself with more speed than you're supposed to, you could sometimes clip through the wall, hit the speed pad, and get launched out of bounds 30 seconds later into the level. Kind of hard to explain unless you actually see it. It looks like Dage tried to go for a frame-perfect Bigfoot and actually missed it, so he's going to have to just do his backup strat for that.
Dage does this strat a lot, and as it's a very hard strat, he messes it up quite a bit. So it's a bit of a running joke. 28 Bigfoot Network, which is a TV channel specifically dedicated to 28-second Bigfoot fights.
That's right. Because of that mistake, everyone's going to take a little bit of time back on him, as both runners are going to enter Wild Canyon just mere seconds off of each other.
Oof, a rough first piece on Emerldd.
Yeah, Emerldd got a really bad first piece. Dage's not going to get the best second piece either, although suspended ceiling is, I would say, universally thought of as the worst second or first piece in the stage. Well, I guess, under the elbow is not bad, or it's pretty bad too, but...
Under the elbow is actually pretty good. It's just, you got to know how to grab it.
It's annoying to get, I guess. And Dage, I don't even think he grabbed a hit monitor. He just kind of knows where the piece is. Oh, no, he do. Never mind.
A little bit rough RNG on both sides, although it seems that they got very, very similar times.
And neither is going to make a bit of a gap between the other. And now we've got a very close race heading into Eggman 1.
Easiest boss fight. Hold up and shoot.
Yeah, Eggman 1 typically is not a big challenge for a lot of runners, and even if you make a little mistake, the time loss is fairly negligible. A good job by Dage taking care of Eggman 1 as Emerald's going to do the same. And now, we've got both runners entering Prison Lane about 5 seconds behind each other. And we'll have to see how this run continues. We'll see if Dage's movement's going to carry him through or if Emerald can keep up. You can see Dage doing a bit of an advanced strat. He's going to hop onto that little... Oh, actually, Emerald does that too. I didn't realize he does that. You can wait for the little elevator to go up, or you can just hop onto a little ledge and get up a little bit quicker.
A lot of runners opt to not go for it just because, well, you can die, and that's no fun.
Yeah, and if you miss it, it's kind of annoying. It doesn't save that much time, but every little bit counts.
Alright, it's about a second. Which may not sound like much, but when you're competing for times like you do in this game, really, every second does matter a lot. An interesting property you're going to be seeing right here is that Tails' laser can shoot through walls. This allows us to shoot an enemy early, as well as open up a gate due to being able to do that. So we don't have to get stuck behind it.
Looks like Dage having a couple internet problems, but overall not a big problem as these two racers are doing all right. Both runners having pretty solid prison lanes. Dave's going to get a 134. That's really, really good. Emerald not too far behind. Looks like he's going to end up with maybe about a 140 would be my guess. 141 maybe.
I did it!
Pretty solid. Looks like both runners also got both gate hops, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, those gate hops save about 2 seconds apiece, so they're pretty nice to get.
That was easy.
Yeah. And then we got Metal Harbor coming up. Definitely the easiest Sonic stage to die on.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of issues if you don't know what you're doing.
And even if you do, sometimes you just might cut a jump a little bit too close and end up missing it.
Looks like Dage has about a 15-second. That was weird, but Emerald just did. I don't know what that was, but...
Emerald scared me with that. He don't normally jump onto the edge of that boost pad.
Yeah, maybe just mix up his inputs a little bit. Nothing big there, as we got Dage kind of going through his deal. A little hard to tell. His circuit's getting kind of choppy, but from what I can tell and what I can tell you about Dage is he's doing a really, really good job.
Just approaching the rocket skip. Let's see. No pulley skip on Emerald's part. We may not have seen it, but I can pretty much guarantee you that Dage got it.
Yeah, pulley skip is you can jump on one of the ledges and skip the second pulley that Emerald took, which saves about 2 seconds. It can be kind of annoying, and sometimes runners don't want to deal with the potential of a 20-second time loss, so they don't go for it.
There's actually a little bit of a safer strat that nobody really goes for. But it's still pretty... It's a significant amount slower than just doing the pulley skip. So that's pretty much why.
Dage is going to get a 119. Really well done by him. As he'll be entering the shadow fight.
Yeah, you don't get much better than 119.
Yeah, I think if most runners would be ecstatic to get a 119. Emerald finishes up with a 138. Not bad, not bad. I mean, you know, it's so hard because you play against some of these top runners and you look at the times and you're like, man, I wasn't as good as these top runners. But some of the things these top runners do is really quite ridiculous. And I don't want to discredit, like Emerald's time was just fine. It was really, really solid. It just sometimes can get blown out of proportion based on how such small optimizations can matter in a game like SA2.
Looks like Dage is going for the somersault strat.
Unfortunately, the high jump's going to ruin it.
Yeah. Looks like a 13.
You can spin dash into shadow like that instead of just walking into him, and you can get like a sub 11 shadow, but it's kind of a pain to do.
Very difficult strat. What we're probably going to be seeing Emerldd doing here is what's known as the storage strat. You basically just tap the button, and then jump. And what that'll let you do is kind of hurt Shadow, because what storage is when you first press the B button, the game gives you all of the attributes of the somersault. So that includes having a smaller hitbox, damaging enemies, and in this case, starting to charge a spin dash. And when you're in this little, 0.3 second period of after you press that button, you can do some pretty interesting stuff. You're going to see Dage do it just here, where he stored the start of his spin dash charge into the spring, which saves a little bit of time every time you do it.
Now, Dage is going to be going for a very advanced strat coming up. We have the ability to run up the side of a tree coming up at this stage, and there's two ways to do it. They start off the same way, where you use a loop speed trigger, which essentially gives Sonic properties to go up on walls into the tree. But what Dage is going to do is a variant that the task does. See if it gets on the tree, he's going to do the spin dash up. Now he can run up the tree, and if he angles Sonic the right way, he can make that a fantastic task run by Dage. That is a really hard trick to do.
I'd like to mention that this is probably one of, if not the best Green Forest I've ever seen in a run. He got a 35 first check, which is absolutely mental. As well as
Dage is gonna get a 117 Green Forest. I mean, this is why Dage is elite. This is why he's able to get world record. His consistency has been out of this world, and he is getting some very fast and scary times if you were going to be racing against him.
Jesus.
There is a bit of an easier variant of the wall run where you kind of go up it. You just hold straight up and go up it and then do a spin dash off of it. But what Dage did is a couple seconds faster.
Looks like Emerldd having a bit of a mistake and homing attacking too soon to that second spring and missing it.
And I was going to just do bungee skip. Good job there as he looks to finish up this stage too. Now Dage moving on to Pumpkin Hill. Looks like he got double containers, which is normally bad, but he got the good one, so that's good. That piece could be in 3 locations. So good job, or good luck for Dage to get it in the first location he looked.
Looks like he's going for Sad-Eyed Pumpkin, and he went to the wrong one at first. Just gonna run on over this way.
You know, if you're gonna not get a second hint for that piece, Dage did it the right way. He went for the closer one instead of having to go all the way to the farther one. That's kind of the typical standard, is you check what's closest to you before going farther out. Because it's a shame if you miss the close one, because then you lose a lot of extra time. It just makes more sense to route if you're gonna do it that way. Yep, Dage's having a pretty standard Pumpkin Hill, I would say.
Yeah. Pretty decent. What we got here on Emerld's part is something that we didn't explain last time when Dage did it, but he's going to skip the upgrade text. And it looks like he got the music glitch that can happen with this as well. We like to refer to this as Silent Hill. But yeah, when you grab the hint at the same time that you grab the upgrade, you'll cancel out the upgrade cutscene using the text, because the game can only display one text box at once. And sometimes this will happen where he just completely cancels the music. And then coming up on Dage's part, we're gonna see him get the hover. That's gonna be a pretty broken upgrade for him. A bit of rough RNG on Emerald's part, to be sure. But do you want to explain exactly why the hover is so broken, Seraphim?
I sure can. Now, you'll notice that Dage is going to be doing some pausing here. So what he's doing, now, when you use the booster normally, you just do a hover, and usually you use it to get across gaps. But what you can do, if you press A in quick succession, the hover starts as Tails is still going through his first jump, and that gets converted into extra height. Now, how much height you get is determined by how quick you press between the first and the second A input. But if you use a pause, you can buffer that frame so you can get a significant amount of height that you're not supposed to get. That allows us to skip things like the black boxes you saw, get on the weight elevator, and ultimately go fast enough to get to what we call zero cycle. They're just coming up on some elevators that are going to be coming up and down, and if he's quick enough, he should be able to get onto that elevator coming down into his screen right there, and now he got 0 cycle.
Very, very solid 0 cycle with time to spare. Just really no mistakes in that execution up until that point.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic job by Dage. Emerldd is gonna. Oh, he just barely misses the weight hop. That pod jump can be really finicky to get, so not the end of the world to miss it. Every cycle that you miss costs 11 seconds, so Emerld's cycle that he's going for will be 11 seconds slower than what Dage just got.
It's unfortunate, but sometimes you can't really do much.
Like Dage about a little over a minute ahead of Emerldd right now, although we'll see what the later half of the stage can do. It can ruin even the best of runners, as Emerldd looks to make first cycle coming up in about 20 seconds. I swear, breaking that wooden box hit that switch is one of the hardest things to do on the level. It's really, really challenging. To get first cycle, as Dage is going to be looking for some free pieces in the opening cutscene in Aquatic Mine.
Yep, there are 5 distinct pieces that you can see in that opening cutscene. Actually, 6. Oh, looks like they got a free piece up top. A very nice first piece. Oh my gosh!
Was that? Look at that little wall run he just did. He just did a little. Okay, so when you punch with knuckles on angled slopes, you can punch and land on the wall and run on it. But Dage is gonna get a 23 Aquatic Mine. That is an insanely good time. Some fantastic RNG by Dage.
That was crazy.
I mean, there are no words. That was just absolutely insane. In addition to great execution, Dage is also getting some really good luck on his side. That's going to be tough for Emerldd to come back from. Now, as Dage enters Route 101, going to be cruising along, using some drifting and some boosts to get as much speed and control as he can. Emerldd is going to be entering Aquatic Mine himself. We'll see what kind of RNG he gets.
I didn't expect the inside the mines to be like this. This is going to be tougher than I thought.
Actually, Yellow Mod are going to get a nice first piece, pretty quick to get. And it looks like a pretty visible second piece. Looks like it'll probably be in the main area. My guess is it's something like... oh, it's jail window, so really close there.
This is IL pieces so far. For M4 at least.
It's about as good as you could want it. See what his final piece is.
Dented ceiling, a bit rough.
Ceiling. Yeah, dented ceiling is a tough piece to come back from. We do have some sign clips. I hope he doesn't miss this. This one could be... Okay, he's just gonna... I would actually encourage him to hit the switch just for safety, but if he feels confident to get this...
It's closer.
And, a bit rough.
Yeah, so when you... However, there is a backup strat that doesn't go for it. You can actually get that piece without getting the switch, but it happens sometimes. You can hit the switch up top, and it's a little bit of a safety mechanism. So yeah, but it looks like instead of, I think Emerldd just getting a little confused there. Not a big deal. Just gonna go back and do this the normal way.
It looks like Dage is showing off something we call backwards driving, where you drive backwards. When you're drifting, whenever you hit a wall, Tails' model gets offset a little bit, and if you turn it enough, it'll just flip around. It doesn't affect your controls or anything. It just looks cool.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah, Dave's doing a good job there. As Emerldd getting a little hurt by RNG, but you know, execution makes a big difference on Knuckles stages. And I mean, not only did Dage get some good pieces, he also performed really, really well in his movement. I think Emerldd took a bit of a risky strat to get dented ceiling, but you know, not worries. Knew his backup, knew what to do, and now he's on Route 101 as well. And mind you, Emerld's not doing bad. I mean, he's on a pretty solid pace. It's just that Dage is Dage is having a really, really good run right now, and I mean, you should not feel bad for being behind Dage at this point, because he has played at an absolutely great pace right now.
Yep. To give you perspective, this run, if Dage had gotten CE skip, would probably be close to world record pace, if not on it. That's just how good things have gone. So for
Now I got
Emerldd here,
hitting into hidden base. I'll be interested to see if he goes for the pole jump. What you can do is you can get onto a pole. I think he is going for it.
yep.
Gonna get on top of it. You could jump onto this pole and over. There are not actual walls in the models here, so you can just go through it. And if you do it well enough, you can get onto this platform. Overall, I think saves about 7 seconds over doing the level normally.
Yeah. Over various strats, what you're probably going to be seeing Emerldd do is known as axle jump. It saves about 4 seconds over that. But you might see Emerldd do something known as GC skip, and it saves about 2 seconds over that. Overall, it's a pretty difficult trick with, you know, some marginal time saved to be had with it. Very nice breaking down of the door there. Surprisingly, that's one of the most challenging parts of Hidden Base to do optimally, is breaking the doors down. Because you can't just spam. You really got to do it at a rhythm if you want to do it efficiently.
And at 108, it's a really strong checkpoint time for Dage. He's on a really good pace for this hidden base. And it looks like Emerld's about to finish up Route 101 himself, and doing a pretty good job there, as this race is both runners doing really, really good. I mean, neither runners made significant mistakes. I think really the big difference is Dage just had a little bit of cleaner movement in some places, and has gotten some better RNG for over Emerldd.
140.52.
Yeah, that is super good.
I think that's probably the best hidden base I've ever seen in a run.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, that's some high. That's some elite level play coming out of Dage right now, and I mean that's what you expect from a runner as skilled as he is. As Emerld's beginning hidden base, we'll see how he does. Dage is gonna run through Pyramid Cave, and Dage's skill at Pyramid Cave is really, I mean, it is insane at how good he does at this stage.
What you saw Emerldd do there, what's known as GC skip, where basically you fly into the corner there and kind of clip through it. This allows you to just kind of get to a platform a bit earlier. It's a lot less daunting than pole jump, but it is a bit 2 seconds slower. But it is the shot you'll see most runners opting for.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's... Oh, Dage just got set up, Liz!
Oh my god!
Was door skip? Are you kidding me?
What a legend!
This man is on fire. Is he even a human? Because he's playing like a machine right now. He's going to get set up with door skip. He just took his momentum, got through the door. Some IL level play coming out of Dage. I cannot believe he just did that.
That's insane. I certainly didn't expect that to happen.
Most runners will take some time, and he's going to set up. But Dage, he doesn't need setups. He just knows where to be. He takes speed, and this is an absolute monster of Pyramid Cave. 130.
Oh my god.
And now Dage, after what was one of the best Pyramid Caves I think I've ever seen, is now going to enter Death Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
That was easy.
Above the small flame, it looks like he's going to get a fairly close piece. Not the greatest first piece, but certainly better than many other ones.
Mm-hmm. This stage can definitely be really, really mean if it wants to.
Absolutely.
Looks like he's
It looks
taking
like
a
Dage
death
did
there.
a death strat here. Gonna get on the red ball. Gets a great death strat piece there. As we got Emerldd going through his own Pyramid Cave. Yeah, I gotta imagine if Dage had gotten CE skip, this would indeed be on world record pace. He's gonna get a pretty, pretty solid. This is about average RNG. You'd like to
I'd say
see
it's a
something.
bit above. If you ask me.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is good. I mean, it's better than most layouts, but it's certainly nothing to like be like, holy cow, that's amazing for.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And just
Looks
for
like
comparison, Emerldd is gonna go for door skip normally. Now Dage, Emerldd did the setup. Dage did not do the setup. He just went around to the left and zoomed through it. So, and that is really hard to do. But a great job, Emerldd, getting first try door skip. Certainly not an easy feat in its own. And a good job by him as Dage is gonna enter King Boom Boom, and we'll see if he goes for fireball skip.
Oh, yeah, fireball skip is an IL strat. For this game, that basically you're gonna skip Boom Boo throwing the fireballs at you. Pretty makes a lot of sense when you think about it. With the name.
He's gonna decide not to go for it. It's a little risky, but I think Dage should still be able to get first cycle unless I just commentator curse him. We'll see.
Yeah.
Or else we have to be a little careful there.
Bit of trouble with these
It's
ghosts.
scary because those ghosts will just stop your movement, and then you can get hit by the chain balls, and it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And as Emerldd looks to finish up his Pyramid Cave, Dage is going to successfully get first cycle, Boom Boo, and move on to Egg Golem.
Yep. Most challenging boss in the run. Probably the game.
Yeah, Egg Golem is certainly a run killer. I mean, Death Chamber itself can do that. We'll see how Dage's super bounces do. He's going to miss the first one. I mean, even for these top runners, getting the super bounce off that small of a platform with that little distance to do the inputs, it's really hard.
Ooh, looks like...
On top of that, Egg Golem's geometry can just totally ruin you on no fault of your own.
Still a very smooth Egg Golem performed here. Missing very, very small amount there of the shots. Or bounces, rather. Gotta get it. A little bit of an interesting camera snap that doesn't normally happen, but no movement during the cutscene. It's actually really, really tight. Ooh, really rough RNG there.
Looks like Emerld's just going to go ahead and take a death. That'll put him back in the red room and hopefully get him a better piece. That's a pretty typical thing to do in Death Chamber.
Yeah, because
I'd certainly rather go for Sniper than the other piece that he had.
Right, just on the opposite side of the level.
As Dage going through Eternal Engine, going to try to make a set of platforms, which is a cycle. And if he can be fast enough, he will make that cycle and save time. We currently only know about what we call first cycle, but who knows? There may be faster cycles that we'll one day find.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just got a notification on my phone that Dage's world record seems to be back up on the board.
Oh, cool. Yeah, there's some miscommunication about something, but everything's solved for now as Dage is going to be on an absolute monster pace. It probably could be a world record pace run had he gotten CE skip.
Mm-hmm.
He is doing just work right now.
Certainly.
As Emerldd looks like he's gonna not bother to get his third piece and not for another one. I don't know what piece he had gotten and was trying to go for. And see, it looks like Emerldd doesn't know how to do the booty clip. You could do the booty clip and get to the room he has to go to a lot faster. But he's gonna opt to do it the developer intended way, which is never a bad thing to do, make the developers feel a little good about themselves. Although I don't know if it looks like maybe Emerldd got a little confused about where this piece is. In the meantime, Dage is going to go ahead and do Eternal Engine clip using the generator to clip out of bounds. Oh, he had a Scorpion hiding in a hole. Oh yeah, that one's in one of the secret rooms that could be kind of tricky to know about. Looks like as Emerld's going to be finishing up Death Chamber as Dage finishes up Eternal Engine very shortly.
Yeah, I feel good.
All right, Knuckles is feeling good according to his dialogue, as do I, and I believe Pyre does, as we are watching a great race as Dage is having himself a field day with a fantastic run as Emerldd. Though behind in the race, it's certainly on a really solid pace. I, again, don't want to discredit how well he has been playing. He has not made many mistakes.
Yep.
Doing very good, so we can give Emerldd some encouragement as we see Dage entering meter here. We'll see what kind of RNG he gets. He's going to get a piece at the bottom. Not one of the better pieces to get if you get a piece on the bottom. Some of the bottom pieces can be just an absolute disaster to get. And actually, Dage is going to get another bottom piece.
Yeah.
We used to hate getting this piece, and mainly because you could be in one or two locations, but we found recently that based on the text on the hint, you can actually figure out which steel drilling tower piece you got based on the dialogue and how it lines up with the menus, with the pause menu screen. So Dage did that to know he had to go to the yellow ground, and a bottom middle is certainly not a terrible combination to get.
Certainly.
Could have been a little bit kinder to him, but I mean, considering his aquatic mind, Dage has had plenty of kindness in this run. As Emerldd gonna go for his super bounces. Yeah, you gotta. Okay, he's gonna opt to do this, hit the backup strat, which is certainly not the worst thing to do. Hitting these super bounces, especially under pressure, can be really tough. Good job there.
Nice.
As Dage gonna go for Rouge. Okay, there you go. You could just kind of drill dive into Rouge and win the fight. It's pretty nice. And Emerldd gonna do a good job against Egg Golem.
Mm-hmm. Very, very smooth fight. Good egg golems on both runners' parts.
And both runners have done well. We're going to watch Dage go for an advanced strat on crazy gadget called CGSS. CGSS is a strat where you jump through some kill planes that you can't see, you rotate your camera properly, or I guess Sonic properly, and you hit the goal ring. It can be really, really challenging to do, but we will see how Dage does.
Yep.
Really good movement at the start, actually.
Wow.
He's going to do his little setup that he does. A little different than some others. But he's out of bounds now. And assuming he's got his right movement and positioning, he should be fine. I think he's looking pretty good. And, oh, I actually overshot it.
Just barely, too.
Most runners usually are afraid of undershooting it, so Dage taking just a little extra distance than he needed to, but he had a really good setup, just maybe overcorrected a little too much. But he'll go for round two as Emerldd looking to, I think he's on second cycle pace, and that's certainly not bad. I would say that's pretty standard for most solid runners, so that's pretty good. As Dage finishes up CGS, that's a great job by him.
Wow, 44.
Yeah,
Stellar
44
time.
flat. That is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Dage's level times have been quite insane. It's been such a treat to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Emerldd wasn't able to get through the platform in time, so we'll have to get the third cycle and clip through the generator, which he should be able to do. Just got to have the right angle there.
Yep. Could be a little bit tricky sometimes. If you mess it up just a little bit, you end up just kind of missing it all. There are definitely a few factors that go into it. There it goes. So some runners may make it look easy, but it's definitely a bit challenging.
As Dage just makes quick work of Eggman 2, a good job there. Dage is entering Final Rush. We'll see if he decides to go for a typical Final Rush skip, or we'll go for the fast Final Rush skip.
Yes.
Will he be greedy for the extra 10 seconds, or is he just going to take his losses and finish off? Dage entering the last of the 16 stages. Oop, took that a little bit, not a big deal, as Emerldd's going to be entering stage 14 coming up here. So Dage is just having a massively good day so far.
Mm-hmm.
So Emerldd does a good job finishing up Eternal Legend there. Good job doing the skip, and he is going to go for the normal final rush skip, opting for safety. I don't blame him. Going for fast FR is pretty much a guaranteed time loss unless you get lucky to get through the kill plane. It looks like Dage just wants to end with it's a solid time, which he's already on. So pretty great pace this tournament.
Indeed. Looks like a pretty decent first piece on Emerald's part.
It's close, more left.
Yeah, not bad there. And now we got one of my favorite second pieces, actually. Probably wish it would have been a little bit higher up to go from middle to the top. But not a bad second piece. Dage going to successfully do final rush, it looks like.
It's closer. One more left.
As Dage finishes final rush, looks like Emerald's going to get jumped from the star. Pretty typical third piece. Actually, not too bad to get from there, although he's going to go all the way down. You can actually hover right down, and instead of having to hit the spring, you can just go right into the meteorite. But Emerldd knows which meteorite. That actually could be 3 different meteorites, so a good job by him to know which one it is based on the radar. And we looks like Dage going to be finishing up against SA2B. He's on a 36 pace run, which is a very, very respectable time, especially considering no CE skip. He has been playing really, really well this run.
Indeed.
Long time no see.
Both these runners on respective bosses. Dage is going to get the second hit. Going to keep his momentum going well for the third hit. Hits the fourth hit. 1 hit away from time.
There it is.
And a great run by Dage. 36-29. Absolutely insane. Very well played by Dage. As Emerldd looks like Rouge is going to get the best of him this time, but round 2 is what matters the most. So we'll see how he does on the run back.
Memorize Rouge's attack pattern. When she stops, that's the time to attack.
And a good job by Emerldd to finish off Rouge there. Now Emerldd gonna go off for Crazy Gadget. I believe he does do CGS. And we'll see. Pretty solid movement throughout. And we're gonna see how Emerldd does. Looks like he is going to go for CGS. Now, CGS is a trick. Dage went through the kill planes on the right side there. Emerald's going to go for the other skip, the CGS. A little bit easier to learn. It's also a very old school trick. Just got to get over the platform there. If you do a spin dash jump, you can jump through that bottom part there. That jump can be really hard to hit. So Emerldd missing it is not the end of the world. You have to be really quick on the jump after the spin dash. And with such speed, it can be really hard to do.
Yeah.
So gets a jump there. Looks like he's gonna get through just fine.
There's about a 20th of a second window to make that input if you're all the way back on the ledge. So it's pretty crazy to think about it. Now we're just gonna fall through the level.
Yep. I got kind of a weird camera there.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you just position yourself correctly through space, you should be able to hit the ring. And a great first try CGS. Well, minus the 1 jump. I don't count that. Really, really good job by Emerldd to do a really good CGS. And now we're moving on into Eggman 2. It's boss can be a little bit more trickier than Eggman 1, simply because Eggman's his AI behaves a little bit more intelligently, you could say. But a good job on the first hit by Emerldd. Accidentally looks like he kind of punched Eggman, but did it. You don't want to punch Eggman. It doesn't do as much damage and can cause funky things to happen. So instead of doing the fourth hit and then ending the fight, he triggered the second giant laser blast. One more hit and a good job by Emerldd to take care of that boss fight. And now Emerldd going to be on the last stage of the run, Final Rush. I believe he does go for FR skip, so we'll see how he does there.
Mm-hmm.
Now looks like Emerald's going to just make his way towards the skip. I believe he will be going for it. He's going to jump off at an angle. Most runners will use a bounce. You don't have to do the bounce. He's going to opt to not use the bounce. So he's going to carry his angle through space. By doing this, Emerald's going to be able to get around a bunch of kill planes and fall to the end of the level.
Yep.
So we'll see how he does there.
You should be fine on height.
Yeah,
That's the
there's
main
not much to
advantage
talk
of this.
about on this part, really.
Yeah, the main advantage of this version of the skip is just how much height you get.
Just gotta be careful. Don't hit the kill plane, Emerldd. Okay, he's fine. There's a
there's
kill
a bit of-
plane that's kind of there. You don't want to be too far left or else you hit it.
Yep. That'll just set you back, a good minute.
Yes!
And now Emerldd finishing up Final Rush. A great job on FR skip. And now Emerald's about to finish this run against Shadow2.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you're going to try to hit Shadow in the back. Once you do it the first time, he'll jump up in the air and you can't do it again. However, his hitbox is vulnerable on the way down from his homing attack, so you can keep hitting him in the back if you have the appropriate timing.
Yep.
Before this is over, I'll show you the true power of chaos control!
Gets a good first hit. Gets a second hit. Gets a third hit. Gonna get a fourth hit. Can he get one more? And
go.
time.
Very good fight.
42-29. Certainly not bad at all. Good job to both runners. Congratulations to Dage on a fantastic run and winning the race. And congratulations to both Dage and Emerldd for a solid race and a good performance by both runners.
Yep.
Sonic, I did it.
Very strong. Very strong.
Awesome job,
Oh,
Tails.
one little tidbit about this cutscene. If you go into Dolphin and use free look when Eggman is grabbing the Emerldd, his head is actually upside down for some reason. Just thought y'all should know that. Yeah, congrats to both the runners.
Yeah, fantastic job by both runners. Congratulations for a great race. I do believe we have another race coming up. I think. I guess I shouldn't say that for sure because I don't know, but I believe there is, so I hope you all will stick around for that. That's going to be it from me for sure. I don't know where you're at, Pine, if you're going to be sticking around or if we're going to get some different commentators in for the next one.
I think it's going to be a full swap. I've got stuff I need to do. But that was certainly fun. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for talking with me.
Yeah, that was fun. You're great. Thank you for your insightful explanations. I appreciate it as always.
You too, my dude.
And thank you all again for watching, and enjoy the rest of your evening, as I believe we have a couple more races in store for you. Stick around.
Mm-hmm. Next will be Wanamaker versus Stellar. So look forward to that. So thank you all. Good night.